Your boy Mo Brown.
Your boy Van Deezy.
And we are the Upstate New York Knicks fans. Welcome to the Upstate New York Knicks Podcast, where we give you the Knicks take north of Westchester. We are located and recording live from the 315, Syracuse, New York.
Yes.
But we were born in Brooklyn, New York, both of us. However, you could take us out the city, but the Garden, the Garden is in my heart forever.
And ever.
And ever.
Depressingly.
This podcast is also produced by Smooth Family Entertainment.
That's us.
SFE. Check us out on Twitter at Smooth Family ENT. Also be sure to
TH. You gotta specify that now.
Smooth Family ENT. Also be sure to follow the pod Upstate_Knicks on Twitter, Instagram, and you can follow both of us same places at MoBreezy213 and at FrostMonguru. This was an interesting week.
It was, and yet I still ended very sadly.
This is true. Why we like the episode whenever we record.
Every time we record, it's an L. It's an L.
We go into it with
record day is an L. Take the under on the Knicks.
Mondays, I guess.
Mondays and on Tuesdays.
Oh, yeah, Tuesdays.
Take the under on the Knicks.
Tough.
Yeah.
So we went 2-2 this week. I didn't predict 2-2. I will admit. We did better than I thought we would have done. But
we predicted 1-2.
Oh yeah, 1-2.
1-2,
which is worse. So we went 2-1,
and we predicted wins on different games, and yes. I will say that we both won the games we predicted.
Yeah. My thing with Cleveland, not that we have their number, but I think in the big moments versus the Knicks, Donovan Mitchell be trying to prove that we should have traded the house for him. And in doing so, he sells. Because he was selling.
Yes,
indeed.
The
stretch of that game.
He was.
But we'll get into that. But yeah, no, I didn't think it was the worst week.
Wasn't the best week. Don't miss that out. It wasn't the best week.
Wasn't the best RJ week either. Also, a lot of trade rumors dominated the week as well, but let's get into it. First game?
Yes.
Cleveland Cavaliers, New York Knicks.
The Donovan Mitchell Bowl.
The Donovan Mitchell sell.
He did sell.
He sold something crazy down the stretch. And I know y'all knew I was going to say something. I was not going to let this go unchecked. What's really nasty is y'all forced me to be a Donovan Mitchell hater, and I don't hate Donovan Mitchell. I don't. Nice kid. He's humble. Like he not, out.
He is for the streets.
For the streets, gives back, and like all he wanted to do was play for his hometown team. Like that's not a lot to ask.
I need to put on the table that I think that Danny Ainge made you hate Donovan Mitchell more than Knicks fans in general made you hit Donovan Mitchell, and you're just forced to defend the fact that you wouldn't sell the house for Donovan Mitchell, which is a reasonable take.
Reasonable take.
I would have did it, but it's a reasonable take.
The Knicks offered Mitch, RJ, two unprotecteds, two protecteds, and the Jazz did not do it because they also wanted Quentin Grimes.
Untouchable
Q. However, since y'all are so sure we should have done it, every single time we play Donovan Mitchell,
he sells.
And boy, did he sell.
Except for those first times.
Yeah, that first
he was
game.
Cooking us. He cooked us something filthy.
We ain't gonna talk about that.
We could probably say that's just off raw emotion now because we've played him 4 times, I think, and we've won twice.
Yeah.
So that's a 2-2 split. I'll take it.
We'll take that all the way. But yeah, let's get into the box score. What jumps out to me was a couple things. So one, Jared Allen was just getting buckets. He
was.
He has 24 points. He's not a scorer, but it felt like he had 24 points. He was just dunking a lot on their end. And then on our end, Julius Randle was the best player on the court. He went into the game with the thought, I want everyone to leave thinking I'm the best player on the court. And he proved that. He did just that. 36 points, 13 boards. Had a very good game scoring wise. Didn't have the impact that we would have liked to have, but down the stretch, he just was hitting really timely buckets. That's really the only way I can explain it. But no, getting into the box more. What's standing out to you, Ru?
What stood out to me was that Donovan Mitchell sold at the end. I'm just gonna put that out there. I'm gonna just put it out there. I definitely thought
3 times, 3 stops.
Yeah. What stood out to me as what's gonna stand out to me every week, every time we play, is that we were playing good. Mm-hmm. We started selling, and then we squeaked it out at the end. And I'm gonna get into it a little later when we talk about the maniac. But it just, our offense, man, it just looks gross when somebody's not on.
Yes.
And we just have no, I don't even want to say capability. I feel like it's no capability though. Like, I feel like at this point, I don't know what to call it, because a downright refusal is it sounds too harsh. Like, to be a downright refusal sounds way too harsh for me. Like what are we doing here? We won this game. I was thoroughly impressed with Julius down the stretch, but
he was getting to the free throw. Like, he just played smart, and we don't get that all the time. So I appreciated it. But you went to the ISO offense, and this was a great game for the ISO offense. So I feel like, if y'all been listening, y'all know I think we some mid. I think we're gonna end the season 42-40 because we're just better than mid, and we won't be 41-41. And I think our offense being all ISO is a large part of that, because it's really just a matter of if someone has it going. Like, if Julius is hot that night, we have a good offense. And if he isn't...
But do we have a good offense?
Yeah. I mean, we average lots of points. We get a lot of scores. It looks disgusting, but if the shots is dropping... However, it's just
I will say that it's a different offense. It's not an efficient offense. And it's like you said, it is largely dependent on if somebody's on.
Yes.
I feel as though have been kind of masking it by the fact that maybe, possibly, hopefully, 2 of the 3 people that we pay over $100 million to will be on the same night.
Yes.
And those are kind of decent odds when you really think about it.
Yeah, 66%.
If you can get 2 people to give you 20 points a game, then
you got shot.
Yes. But it's the fact that the ball is sticking. It's sticking crazy. Crazy. It's getting worse and worse too. Like, it's not like everybody's looking at the ball and looking at the tape and going, wow, the ball is really sticking. Like, maybe we should probably try to pass the ball. I don't know.
It's bad enough the ball be sticking. We choose the hardest matchup. 1, 2, all 4 other players are stationary. Like, there's rarely cuts to the basket incorporated. Like, it's just a real stagnant form of offense. And it works when he's hitting shots or if he's making the right reads, but it doesn't sometimes. But this was one of the times
it doesn't most of the time, bro. It doesn't most of the time. And that's the sad part about it, is that when it's not, it looks gross. Like, it looks like some of the worst stuff I've ever seen. And that's saying a lot, because we sat through some we sat through some ISO heavy offenses before. Yeah. Like, Carmelo Anthony, I love me some Melo, respectfully, but he was ISO king. Like,
yeah.
And to a certain extent, that was good offense, because he was Melo. And if you gave him the ball in the block 3 times out of 4 times, it's 2 points.
It's 2 points.
So
you know, Tibbs and Doc Rivers, they from the same tree, same school of coaching. They run the same offense.
They really do. If you sit down and look at it. The crazy thing about it, and I even noticed it, like, getting into tonight's game.
Yeah.
And just so y'all know, we recorded on Tuesday, we just
Lakers,
sat through the sell,
maybe
crazy. A top 5 sell of the year. But Darvin Ham also runs the same offense, and it's so nasty. Yeah. It's so nasty.
It just makes it. Maybe that's a like superstar offense. Like that's like if you Google how to use a superstar offensive weapon, this offense will come up because it makes sense for Joel Embiid.
It gives a little triangle, like it has like triangle elements to it, where
there's like easy reads, and then people cutting.
But like you giving the ball on the post, and you expect people to slash. Pop out, and if the double team come, you kick the double team out, and like that's how it works. But that works when you have JoJo Embiid, LeBron James,
Shaquille O'Neal, Kobe Bryant. We got none of that.
We have none of those players. Those are players that we do not acquire. We have Julius Randle, and he's good, but
not good enough that this is our offense. It's nasty.
It's nasty work, and I'm not gonna lie to you. It's speaking to the level of IQ we doing out here. And that starts with the fact that we went down to the wire with a Cavs team. We were beating the majority of the game. Like
we just let them back in.
Good teams just put them away. And I don't care who's on the team. If we're a good team, we got to put them away. It was a close game.
I think we got lucky on the call on Hart.
We did. I think he fouled Donovan.
Yeah.
Like, and I think they didn't call it, and I'm okay with that.
That foul. Like, if that was LeBron tonight, they'd have got it. If that was any Raptors player, he would have got it. Any Raptor player do what Donovan Mitchell did versus Isaiah Hartenstein, they getting that call.
Yes.
But we sneaked out the win. Trends, the bench outplayed the starters. Big picture, but it was more they built that one really big lead because going into the fourth, even the bench was kind of selling. But yeah, it's pretty much all I have because we're gonna get into the bigger trends in a sec.
All right, so let's move on. So we talking
Knicks Celtics.
Knicks Celtics, as you go, shout out our guys Dustin and Zach.
Came
They pulled up last week.
Yep.
I told them prophetically that they was gonna get cooked.
This is true.
And I was correct. Knicks pulled us out 120-117. I did not expect us to win this game.
Another Julius Randle,
even though I predicted it.
Good game.
Another
Julius Randle, I'm good game.
Yeah.
Like
good game. Good game from Julius. Good game. This is when I thought Julius was turning the corner.
Same. It felt different.
It did feel.
His shots were so timely. Like it was every single time they would get on a run and you think the game about to get out of hand. He would just, bam, step back. Now it's only a 4-point game. We still here. And the timeliness of the buckets.
He kept us in the game.
Yeah, he kept us in the game. And that it just felt different. Because I remember having Melo, and Melo had that, like, he just give him the ball. He's going to get you 2 points no matter what on this possession. And for a lot of the second half, Julius had that. Got to give him his flowers. He took the challenge of guarding Jason Tatum. Did not succeed, but
most people don't. He's the one.
He is the one. They fought, and he went toe-to-toe with him. And Jason Tatum, MVP candidate. You going toe-to-toe with the MVP candidate, you're doing something right.
Celtics fans will say there was no Marcus Smart. That's why Jalen Brunson got 29 points.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. We have no Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah, Knicks fans will say no Mitchell Robinson. And honestly, I think we have a much bigger grade.
Yes.
Because we are absolutely terrible at Mitchell Robinson.
Decent Jericho Sims game, 2 points, 14 rebounds.
14 boards. Didn't foul out, right?
He did not foul out. Balling. He was hooping.
He was
until tonight.
Until tonight. RJ
selling.
Selling.
But hit the shot.
Hit the shot when it counted.
I give RJ that. He get the shot when it counted. When it was time and everybody else was selling, he hit the shot.
He hit a big bucket. And we repay him over the next 2 games.
Yes.
But no, 40 minutes from RJ. I'm mentioning that because it's going to come up again. Also, he was the only starter with a plus-minus, positive, plus 14. It's the bench unit, so RJ plays with the bench unit.
We are in the midst of the worst Quentin Grimes shooting slump I've ever seen in my entire life. Yeah. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. It's really bad. I have nothing. I have no words. I have no words.
Make some shots, dog.
He is missing all the threes. All of the threes.
You are three indeed.
It is one thing to miss some of the threes. Like, it is one thing to miss most of the threes. He is missing all of the threes. Every single one.
Regularly, too.
Regularly. He's so open.
And what's nasty about Quentin missing is his shot always looks so good. Just the kick out come. You see his elbow.
And you're like, it's chipped.
I'm like, it's chips.
And it hasn't been chips. It hasn't been chips for at least a week and a half.
Doritos, nothing.
Nah, this is like a 6-game slump that I've seen. Quentin Grimes has not hit a 3, and it's disgusting. I don't know what to make of it.
So I love Quentin, and I do think he's a stopper. Obviously, I want him on our team. He's definitely a much better version of Evan Fournier, and I'm glad we realized that. Another person that gets red hot or ice cold. But Quentin Grimes, you saw the signs of it last year because there were spells where he was really cold last year, and we attributed it to injury. You know, he was doing that. He was in and out the lineup because of injury. But now I don't know. You're a starter, dog. You can't shoot 1 for 6 from 3.
You can't. You
in
can't.
the all ISO offense.
You got to hit you got it first. In the all ISO offense, first of all, you got it. It literally requires that when you shoot, first of all, it requires you to be cold most of the game.
Yeah.
But more importantly, it requires you to be able to hit shots cold. And if you're able to hit shots cold, you could thrive in the all ISO offense.
Will be great.
But if you can't, it's gonna be tough. It's just gonna be so tough. Special shout outs to my boy Marco and his man Jaylen Browns for absolutely selling the 2 free throws. Thank you, Jaylen Brown. I appreciate that.
I don't know what we did to earn your favor,
but you just sold. You really just sold.
Calm.
And I appreciate that, being on the other side of the sale. Beautiful shot of Julius Randle laughing at Jaylen Brown selling.
Yes. Got a meme.
Got love meme collection.
Yeah, niggas, we usually not on the good side of memes.
He'll say he wasn't laughing at it, but he was.
He was.
He really was, because I was as well. I was laughing in the crib like, oh, he's just selling. Nasty work. Jason Tatum, 35 points.
Yep.
14 boards. Just him in the spot up.
So in the fourth quarter, he stopped. He started him and them up, especially like. Because we was up by like 7. Like, we was up comfortably.
Then we started selling.
Then we just started selling. So Jason Tatum, it was said on the podcast last week, we had no answer for the Jason Tatum drive. None. Like, zero answer for it.
And we won't.
And we won't until Mitchell Robinson comes back or RJ Barrett learns to stay in front of humans on a consistent level. But no, he was just going to the paint. It was like, it really felt like we was watching a superstar. Like, he was just getting whatever shot he wanted with ease and getting fouled some of the times. And I was like, wow, he's just doing whatever he wants out there.
Just being better at sport.
Just better at sport. But I digress.
But we won. I'm happy.
We won. It was a nasty game. Shout out Julius. Shout out Brunson. Big game for both of them, but
this is where the winning ends, ladies and gentlemen.
The week changes.
All right, so we're moving on to Saturday against, you guessed
Brooklyn,
it, New Jersey, the Nets, the gentrifiers of Brooklyn, New York.
This game was nasty because we was right there.
This game was nasty because we almost never beat the Nets.
This is
and
true.
It is literally the most annoying part of being a Knicks fan is losing to the Nets. I've said it before. We lose to every single iteration of the Nets that there is. We have sold to every single iteration of the Nets that I've seen.
Yeah.
We have sold to the D'Angelo Russell Nets. We have sold to Nets led by Cam Thomas. We have sold to KD led Nets. KD, no Harden, no Kyrie Nets. We have sold to Harden, no Kyrie, no KD Nets. We have sold to Kyrie, no Harden, no KD Nets. We have sold to Kyrie, no Ben Simmons.
No KD
Nets. We have sold to Ben Simmons and KD, no Kyrie Nets. We have sold to every single iteration
of the lineup combination they throw out.
They guaranteed a dub on the New York Knicks. The last time we've beaten the Nets was January 2020, so it's been about 3 years.
Man.
9 straight losses to the Nets. As I've stated before, we've also lost to Ben Simmons every single time we've played him in his career. Thankfully, Ben Simmons did not play on Saturday because I definitely would have took the over on the Nets. I only didn't take the over on the Nets, but we still lost. Why did we lose?
So this game,
pain.
Let's just pain right out the gate. Pain. So in the group chat, I think it was Jesse pointed it out that we just send Quentin Grimes on an island with superstar players very regularly, and sometimes he does okay. Like it works out sometimes, but that might not be the best defensive strategy to just there's a superstar actively cooking and you just send one person at him and you just let him go one-on-one.
That's just not smart.
For a whole game.
I just need to put on the table, while Quentin Grimes is an excellent defender.
Excellent
defender.
The clamper.
You're not gonna tell me he's not.
Yes.
He is also in year 2.
Yes.
And that is just not stated enough. Like, there are high expectations on Quentin Grimes. As a Quentin Grimes fan, I want those expectations on him because that's only going to get him better as a player.
Yeah.
But at the same time, this is still year 2. And putting him on an island with Uncle Drew Irvin, arguably the greatest handles ever assembled on a person's hand.
Literally
you put that man on an island and he got thoroughly cooked. Oh my God. It was embarrassing. I was tight for Quentin. I was like, wow, they really putting Quentin on this island.
One-on-one.
RJ didn't want none of that smoke. He was like, I'm going to guard Seth Curry. God, it was just tough. It was tough. Was it not tough? It was tough.
It was tough, Guru.
It was so tough.
It was so tough. So, like I said, when Mitch is not in the game, the Knicks defense just gets horribly bad. And I think Grimes is feeling that because he doesn't have help. He does not have help, and he fouls on the drives a lot because he knows that if his man gets by him, it's 2. Like, that's it. It's nothing.
It is 2.
It's 2 points. That's it.
Nobody's helping.
Yeah, nobody's rotating.
It's actually gonna make you look crazy because you're gonna think you. The crazy thing about it, like if you like defense like me,
yeah,
like I really like defense. Mm-hmm. Like I wasn't a scorer in high school. I played defense though. Mm-hmm. You know, as the wing defender, and I wasn't a wing defender, but I knew as the big,
yeah,
that the wing defender is literally there to send the ball to you, so you could put your hands up.
Yes,
at the very minimum.
Contested
shot. Bad shot selection. your teammate grade goes down. Like, that's how it's supposed to happen.
That's what we want.
So when the defense, when the big does not help, it makes the guard look nuts. It makes him look like he just let somebody to the
like you just gave him mad.
And that happens to Quentin so often.
Yeah.
Because I really think he's having like brain farts on the floor. Like he's like, and he's a high IQ guy. So I'm mad at him for this. But I think he's really like, oh damn, like Mitch is really not there. I keep forgetting.
There's nothing down there.
It is. It's Hartenstein and it's Sims.
Yeah.
I can't just be sending people down to the paint because they're gonna get filleted. Like
it is not,
or they're gonna drive and kick. Like it was nasty work.
It was so nasty.
This game was nasty for several reasons. It was mainly nasty because one, Jericho Sims was getting cooked by Nick Claxton. And this is a cry for help. This is a cry for Mitch's doctors to do some miracles. Because Jericho, I love you, brother. I really do. But you're not ready, King.
He's not ready.
You're not ready. It's not ready. You're not ready for the big matchup.
Yeah.
To get cooked by Nick Claxton, to get cooked by Anthony Davis is one thing.
Yeah.
Okay?
I get it. That's Anthony Davis.
He's Anthony Davis. Good at sport.
Really good at sport. Champion.
Nick Claxton is
Gold
another
medalist.
thing. Now, this is not a diss to Nick Claxton, even though it is because he plays for New Jersey. But Nick Claxton is not an offensive player. He is a defensive player. I seen him block Joel the other night, and I was like, okay, he's good at defense. But to be good at sport, you have to also be good at offense. Yeah. So I'm like, why does Nick Claxton have like 20 points right now? Like, that's nuts. That is a direct reflection of, like, he's not getting these points. He's not getting these points of dribble penetration.
He didn't miss a shot.
He didn't. He played a good game. He played an efficient game.
He literally did not miss a shot. He was so... We miss Mitchell Robinson. Full stop.
Mitch, please get better.
Mitch, please come back. 1. 2, it's weird because we didn't realize how much we missed him until we missed him. And
but we always do.
Now that we miss him, I kind of feel like maybe we wasn't ready to move on from Nerlens. I kind of feel like, maybe we shouldn't have just let Taj walk, because the difference between Mitch and not Mitch has never felt so great.
It's so nuts.
It
never felt this precipitous of a drop off.
Yes.
Like, it's nuts.
This is a big drop off. It didn't feel like with Mitch and Nerlens or even Mitch and Taj. But like when Mitch is not on the court this year and it's just Hart or it's just Sims, we are a lick.
Yeah.
And that sucks.
We sacrificed defense for more offense, and we did not. And we are paying for that. And we're mainly paying for that because we have 2 offensive fours.
Yeah.
And an offensive shooting small forward.
This is true. Some teams
we don't get up to another defensive player to the shooting guard. That's 3 whole positions in front of Mitch. That's tough. That's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Kyrie really didn't start cooking till the 4th.
Till the 4th. But boy did he. I want you to know something. So this is nasty work, right? So I had the over at Kyrie 31.5, right? I had the over at Kyrie 31.5. Mind you, Kyrie scored 32 points. But I knew, like, my lay was already busted. And I was like, yo, Kyrie, he's not scoring 20 points in the 4th. It was the end of the 3rd quarter. He had 12 points. And boy, did he score 20 points in the 4th. Rather easily, I might add. Rather easily. And it was so frustrating to witness because, 1, I'm not a Kyrie Irving fan or anti-vax. This is 1. 2, Kyrie plays basketball in a way that, like, it's actually not like how do I say this? If the Knicks traded Julius for Kyrie and just said, do what you do on offense, I would be okay with Kyrie. You could do the all ISO offense with Kyrie because, 1, it looks much better than Julius just standing there with the ball in his hand. 2, he gets to the paint at will. And because he does that, he can just step back, and he's the last person you want to just leave somebody on the island with.
Yes.
We just left somebody on the island.
It was so bad. I also wanted to point out a maniac alert on this one. I called it in the first half. Mm-hmm. I begged for Tibbs to make an adjustment to run the offense through Rowan because it was so clear that Rowan had the mismatch. It was I felt it's clear as day. He had Seth Curry on him. His older brother Steph. Is his older or his younger brother? His older brother Steph Curry.
Yeah, is
not what we would call a spectacular defender. Seth is smaller than him.
So logically,
not as much as of a nut, but can shoot well.
There was a mismatch very present.
But the mismatch was present, and I begged Tibbs to run the offense through RJ in the second half. He started doing it, and then you know what he did. He immediately went away from it. Yeah. Immediately went away from it because we cannot do anything successful or at least productive via Tibbs if it's not run exclusively through the all ISO offense.
All ISO offense.
So that was tough.
This was a tough loss. I hate losing to Brooklyn, to New Jersey, and I'm gonna do it like that every time.
Yes, it's gonna be pain. And I keep telling y'all, it's not a rivalry.
Yeah,
they continue to put foots in us, and it gets annoying.
Yes.
And until we are able to return the favor, and I need at least like 3 in a row too. I'm not even gonna lie. Like I can't even just get like we gotta first get out the one dungeon of stop selling to them.
Yes,
but then I need more than 1 in a row.
I ain't gonna hold you. You know what I need? I need us to send them home in the playoffs.
Yeah, me too.
That'll wipe the slate clean.
That'll wipe the slate clean for me as well.
Then I wouldn't feel as bad about it. Because at the moment, they really are just punching us out. And I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Tough.
Oh
man. All right. So
I just looked at
continue in the sales journey of to close out the week. We are fresh off. The emotions are raw, ladies and gentlemen. They are tough. I am fuming. I don't even understand how we're almost 32 minutes into the pod, and I have kept the rage in check. But I'm ready. All right, so game 4 of the week that we weren't supposed to review, that we didn't even get to preview.
Yeah.
So just to give myself a quick preview, I knew we were going to lose this game. I knew it for the simple fact that LeBron James was coming back to the Garden for his first time in 3 years for the first time.
Yep.
And then after I saw
him cry,
his literal tantrum, I was like, we are going to lose this game. I would have called this as a L any day of the week, and I would have said if we played in this same scenario, we would lose this game 10 out of 10 times. Alas, we did lose this game. But the way we lost this game was infuriating. The maniac strikes again. You guys tell me things. I want you guys to know that you tell me things. I listen. But this game is tough. I'm just gonna say that this game is tough.
The minutes distribution.
I feel vindicated.
Out of control.
I feel vindicated in my feelings. That's all I'm gonna say. I feel vindicated in leading the Fire Tips delegation. I'm giving us until about March, and then the heat is on because this is some bullshit. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Son.
Let's talk about it.
Julius Randle, 43 minutes.
Boom, boom, boom.
Jericho Sims, 13 minutes. Jalen Brunson, 44 minutes. RJ Barrett, 27 minutes. Quentin Grimes, 40 minutes. Obi Toppin. There are people out there that think Obi Toppin is the best player on our team. That we just are using him wrong, and he really could be a Mari Stoudemire.
What did he come in? A whopping
10 minutes.
A whopping
10 minutes.
A whopping.
Isaiah Hartenstein, 40 minutes.
Yes.
Miles McBride, 9 minutes. And Emmanuel Quickly, 39 minutes. There is no sort of consistency.
Rowan.
There are no starters playing big minutes with starters. There are no bench players playing big minutes.
Oh, man. All right.
We are randomizing the order.
All right. So the story of this game started off with the fact that I knew that we were in for a cooking session led by Chef Anthony Davis. He disposed of Jericho Sims rather quickly. That's what I'm going to put out there. In the first quarter, he was giving him chips, had to pull Jericho Sims. In the third quarter, he was giving him chips, had to pull Jericho Sims. So I'm going to justify the Jericho Sims 13 minutes for the simple fact that I literally watched AD destroy this man. It was disgusting work. Pump faking him out his kicks, just outboarding him every time. He just boxing him out. It was looking nuts. Like Jericho Sims, what did we have? Jericho Sims 3 rebounds. Jericho Sims got those 3 rebounds in the first quarter. Mind you, he played a whole 7 minutes in the third quarter before Tibbs pulled him out. He could not get no rebounds on the offensive or defensive side. That's crazy to me.
That is incredibly tough.
He was getting cooked. Tibbs pulled him way too late. Like, it was already in bad rhythm. He had to play Hartenstein 40 minutes, who did a better job on AD. I'm going to give Hartenstein his flowers. 16 and 13. He was hooping. Team
high plus minus plus 10.
Yep. He was hooping. Emmanuel Quickly hooping. Man, we're gonna get into this a little later, but there are calls from the delegation to move Emmanuel Quickly up the hierarchy. Some are saying as high as second. I'm just putting that out there.
So let me be clear, because I'm on record as saying this. Y'all could go back and say it.
Oh no, this is a question I have for you specifically, because this is your delegation.
If my toxic trait is that I see Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green, and I really think Emmanuel Quickly, Quentin Grimes, and Obi Toppin can do that. I'll even go one more. I think RJ Barrett would be great in that Andrew Wiggins role. I really think, I'm not even joking, if we traded Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle for Steve Kerr, I think we win 70 games. Let's be clear. I think Quickly is ready. Not only do I think he's ready, I think he's been ready. I think we should have given him the keys. We bringing him off the bench, and he's good in that spark plug role, but he's consistently, so he's always plus minus positive. Always. Every game, I'll start doing the Quickly report. But he's always plus minus because he's great on defense, really active hands. He rotates hard. 1. 2, in the all ISO offense, the boy got handled. The boy can get
He is a thriver in the all ISO offense.
He's a thriver in the all ISO offense.
As the third option in the all ISO offense.
He makes the most of his stuff.
He thrives.
He thrives.
Him and Rowan are fighting for spot 3. Literally.
I don't think the fight's over. Julius Tibbs threw the towel in. Said it's over. We need scoring. 19 points on 12 shots. 2 for 6 from 3, but he gets to the free throw line. 8 assists, team high. I think he's ready. And I'm a little sad about it. I'm a little sad because
he's not gonna be ready here.
He's not gonna be ready here, and we might never see it here. We might never see it. Like, I think there's a trade where him and Obi go along with some picks, and a really good player comes back. But Obi and Quickly are gonna go to that place and thrive, and we are going to hate ourselves.
I have so many thoughts about that. It's so many thoughts.
But no, this loss sucks because we saw the failures of the all ISO offense.
And it's in its prime form. Now, mind you, Brunson, 37 points.
This is true.
37 points in the all ISO offense. He took
But one of the
so
things
many
about
shots. He took so many shots. He literally he stuck the ball. He stuck the ball.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be objective. He stuck the ball a la Julius Randle, who also stuck the ball. And they've both of them have been like good for each other, but literally shutting out the rest of the team.
Yes.
For spells. Like, it could go 4 minutes of Jalen Julius offense, and it looks nuts. It looks disgusting.
It's disgusting.
Because
it is disgusting.
Because in theory, the 2-man game is a good offense. But when it looks bad, like when we're doing jab, pump, jab, kick, pass out, give it back, jab. Like,
it's just a nasty.
The 2-man offense is meant for you to make quick decisions. Like, Shaq is not standing in the post for 10 seconds or it's facing up for 10 seconds. He's getting the ball, he's reading you, and he's going. Like, that's how it's supposed to work.
That's it. It's quick.
Because you're going to get a foul. You're good at getting a foul. They're on their heels. There's nobody guarding you. You one-on-one the man in the post.
The problem with the all ISO offense is that one, we had inefficient shooting tonight. That 6 for 19 from Julius, 13 for 29 from Brunson. Honestly, a bunch of folks. RJ 5 for 13. But the thing with the all ISO offense is you need two people to go off.
Yes.
You need two people to have good offensive games.
Minimum.
At least
because you're not passing.
Because you're not passing. Because everything is so much harder. Because nothing's easy. Everything is all ISO. It's an all ISO offense. And honestly, I kind of want to read it because the last possession of the game, this is up there with, I think the Bulls possession was worse. The one versus the Bulls where Julius held it for 24 seconds.
I will not lie to you. I do not know. But they had so many similar qualities.
Yes.
So many similar qualities for the simple fact.
For the wrong reason.
For the simple fact.
Terrible.
For the simple fact that Julius Randle is infamous for dribbling into the double team.
Right into it.
And he just goes. It really is spectacular. I want you to know that. Like, I don't want you guys to think that I just hate on Julius Randle, because I don't. I thoroughly want him to succeed because he's a New York Knick. But when I watch him drive into the double team, now there's a way that I think that, like, you could utilize the double team to your advantage. When you see the double team coming, you should make a quick decision. You should probably either pass immediately or you should attack and shoot, because two people trying to guard you at once while you're in motion is usually the easiest way to get a foul.
Yeah. Somebody's probably going to hit you.
The worst way to play offense on a double team is, number one, literally dribbling into
the baseline,
into the double team.
Oh, into the double team.
Into the double team. Number two, literally dribbling near the baseline where the double team is,
straight to the baseline, which will act like a third defender. Yes. So you're sprinting into the triple.
Number three, standing still and allowing two people to walk towards you and not pass the ball
slowly.
And I will tell you, all three of those things Julius Randle excels at. He excels at doing all three of those things exceptionally well. And those things infuriate me.
It's like he doesn't know the double's coming.
But he does, bro. He does. And I think it's a pride thing. I really think it's a pride thing.
Hands are up.
I think he looks at it as like, yo, they said it two people. I'm nice. Like, before he really thinks about it, the two people out there trying to double.
They're right here.
And I need Julius to stop doing that.
It's terrible.
It's such bad decision making. I'm putting, once again, 45% of it on Jalen Brunson. No. I'm sorry. I'm going to put 30% of it on Jalen Brunson. I'm going to put 30% of it on
Thomas Thibodeau,
because what the hell, bro? Like,
that's the plan.
Tom Thibodeau is he's such a nut, bro. Like, he's a maniac. Like, bro.
It's really nasty work.
All right. So you paid Jalen Brunson all this money to come here, right? And make the decision with 4 seconds left.
So can I read it? I want to read.
Go ahead.
Told.
Go ahead.
This is what he said.
Go ahead.
So I'm reading it, so maybe Begley got it wrong, but I don't think so. He's a very reputable source. This is what Tom Thibodeau said of the last play of regulation. So I'm pretty sure the question was, what was the plan? What was the plan? What were you thinking there for the last play? And this is what we were told. There's 3 options on that play. They have to read the defense.
Oh, boy.
LeBron was on Jalen and Davis was on Julius. And depending on what they're doing, they could go either way. So there are options. That's why we set it up the way it is. What is that? What is that? What is that?
First of all,
what was the matchup you were trying to get?
I'm not trying to see where you saw the win here. If Anthony Davis is on Julius Randle, right? And
advantage Lakers.
Advantage Lakers.
I think so.
If LeBron James The second greatest basketball player to ever play sport is on Jalen Brunson. You would think advantage Lakers, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna lie to you. I can't remember if we had a timeout, but as soon as I would have saw that, I would have called another time.
Call another timeout.
I'd call timeout again. I'm sorry.
Abandon this play.
As soon as I would have saw, you guarded the best. You guarded AD and Braun with. Oh no. The play literally happened, and they had AD guard, and Braun literally came and double Julius, and I was like, wow, this is exactly what I would do immediately.
This is exactly what they wanted. We brought their two best players directly to the ball in a corner.
And that was the play call out of timeout.
The play call was literally...
No. The fact that it was an option. The fact that we saw that...
What was the other option?
The other option was Jalen Brunson. But my thing is that the fact that is an option, like that's a bad option. Like that is a terrible option. That's not the option. I feel like if I have two options and one of them are bad, I'm going to choose the good option first of all. But why would I even have the option of having the bad option?
And then adding another bad option. There's nothing good that can happen based on what you're telling me. You're telling me we're taking a contested shot against one of their really good players.
Yes.
With no screen, like raw ass shot.
None whatsoever.
We know they're going to switch. They've been switching all game.
They have.
It's LeBron and AD. You got 3 seconds to put a shot up. They're going to switch. Just, you know that. So Jalen and Randall's screen makes no sense because none of those matchups favor us. And then you ran an ISO. The plan was, even because who was he? Julius was going against Anthony Davis. Even if he was going against LeBron James, that's not smart. It's just not a good play call. The play call really was ISO. And it's like, why are we calling ISO at all?
It doesn't make sense to me.
It does not.
It still doesn't make sense to me.
Coming out of a timeout, we couldn't draw a play up. Backdoor cut to the hoop. Grimes in the corner for 3. Something.
Maybe spring.
3 seconds.
Even if you drew up a play to spring one of them with action going to the rim, like, thinking that you're going to guard.
You got a chance to get fouled, maybe.
Thinking that AD, you're going to guard, you're going to make a shot with AD straight up is just, like, those are not high. That's not high percentage.
Not high percentage.
That's not high percentage at all.
So
why would that be the option?
You bad shot selection. Any shot you shooting.
I'm not going to lie to you. I have Emmanuel quickly on the floor, and you telling me that, what, Russell Westbrook is guarding him? Or would you tell me Troy Brown Jr. is guarding him? I'm running the offense through Emmanuel quickly.
I'm running the offense through somebody not being guarded by Anthony Davis or
LeBron James.
They have 2 defenders.
It's as if Tibbs has never seen these 2 brothers play. That's it. Or ever play defense. Like, literally. Come on, Tibbs. Like, come on, bro. This is the type of shit that I look at.
That was the plan.
Their plan was, let's find a way to put our best defender on the ball. Like, that was their plan. That was the plan that they came up with.
They really went with that.
And
they made no effort to get Julius free. They made none. I can see if, like, you like, okay, I need Julius taking the shot. Set double screens for him. Let him come off. Make them have to switch roll. Like, make them have to play the sport. You went pure ISO. Make them work.
This is what he did.
And that was the plan. What is that? Am I bugging y'all? Put something in the comments if I'm bugging. Because to me, that's insane.
That's an insane play call. I'm not going to lie. When it happened in real time, I was like, wow.
Wow. 3 seconds.
Wow.
You really could have got a drive and a kick.
Everything about that play just screamed, I'm a defensive coach, and this is what I would do on defense. Because that's what it felt like. Because it really made no sense. It's as if Tibbs does not watch Julius Randle in late game situations the way we do. And I just don't understand it. And I'm not. That's not to say that Julius Randle is not going to make a good decision, because he won't.
That's not what we discussed.
That's not what we discussed. And that's already been established to me. Like, those are facts. Like, that's a fact that I know, that if Julius Randle has the ball down 1 or down 2, he might make a bad decision. Like, it's a very high probability that that decision is going to be bad.
It's more likely bad decision than good decision.
This is why we got Jalen Brunson. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. I probably, if I was Jalen Brunson, and the fact that Julius only had 4 seconds, like,
I don't understand how the ball went there.
Yeah. I don't understand how the ball didn't get back to Jalen. I don't understand how Julius Randle, the assist hunter, by the way, did not see Jalen Brunson wide open at the top of the key for the game.
Yeah.
Like, that is just IQ. That is coaching. It's a lot of nasty stuff going on.
So bad. It's bad because you could see we're right there. Like, we were right there. We literally lost it at the
bro.
end of
we just are not playing smart, bro. Like, it is
dumb.
I really feel like, and I hate to say this, like, I really feel like we are such a low IQ basketball team. Like, it makes no sense to me, like, why we lose the games that we lose. Like, the games that we lose are, I feel, are strictly lost off of low IQ. Like, people taking, like, being up 10 and people taking early shot clock shots, and it's like, what are you doing? Stop shooting early. We are down up 10 and it's 5 minutes left. Do not shoot more shots. Like, we are trying to milk the clock. Like, rebounds not being rebounded, people not boxing out, knowing, like, it's just smarter things, like little things that, like, I miss Taj. I miss Taj OD because I feel like Taj would have straightened all this shit up. Like, yo, what are y'all doing? Box out. What are you doing? Like,
be better.
Trade for Taj. We got 8 days. Get Taj back
Taj.
in.
Wow, I never thought I would say that.
That's facts, bro. Because Taj was not having us doing this bullshit last year, even when we was losing. Like, we was getting cooked. And the way we were selling was because we had no point guard. This year we are selling because we are just selling. Like, we are just selling off low IQ stuff, like taking bad shots, low percentage shots at the end of the clock, like not running no type of offense.
Not even get a shot off.
Yeah.
What is that? What is that? Whatever.
Nasty work.
Nasty
so moving on to overtime, we was selling in OT. I knew that we was going to sell in OT once we lost. That's legit. We just don't have no faith after we blow shit. Like,
no. You know why we don't play well in overtime? Because throughout the game, the minutes distribution is atrocious. So attrition, same. But no, over the course of a game, you're going to be exhausted. Like, that's just a thing. That's just a fact. And we don't understand that. And then over the course of a game, and then over the course of a season, you're extra gonna feel that. And yeah, I don't get it. I hate that we keep going to overtime, but I really want to stop doing that. 2, down the stretch and in overtime, we fully commit to the all ISO offense, and it looks terrible with tired players.
Every time.
Everything
goes short.
It looks terrible, period.
In the beginning of the game.
But
in the middle of the game and the end of the game.
To a whole nother level of trees in overtime. They're just tired. The jab step not really as jabby. Like you said, every shot goes short. You don't get the foul calls because it's overtime. And it really just looks like bad basketball. And that's what we play.
Because we submit.
You got anything else on this game?
No, I'm so angry at this game. It sucks. Tibbs, you maniac.
Honestly, this is the first topic I got.
Let's talk about it, man. I'm here.
Talk about the trades at some point, but honestly, this podcast is just gonna be Tibbs slaying the cat.
I'm here for it.
That's what this is.
This is all I asked for.
The Rowan Report, and then the Tibbs. What was you called? The rotation.
Oh, it's called Tibbs Maniacal Rotations, Part 3. We are here again to discuss the minutes distribution and rotation decisions and coaching decisions of one Tomas Thibodeau, the maniac.
What did RJ do? Do we know?
We do not know what Rowan did.
Because he didn't play in Brooklyn either.
So he did not. He wasn't playing well. So let's put that on the table.
Okay.
Especially this late game, he wasn't playing well.
Mm-hmm.
What's confusing to me is that he had just started playing well.
Mm-hmm.
And if we know Rowan Barrett Jr., we know he is a streaky player. So if he's starting to play well, you kind of got to keep him in there because he's not gonna he's not a game. He's not someone that could get out of rhythm and get into rhythm again.
Right back in,
if he's hot, he's hot. So he was pulled 9 minutes into the game. 9 minutes into the fourth, 9 seconds into the fourth quarter, and he has never saw the floor again. I think this is kind of nuts. People will say, well, you had to keep Quick in the game. You had to keep Grimes in the game. Grimes, you probably could have interchanged both of them.
Grimes ain't hitting.
He wasn't hitting, but he was dominant. He was going to the rack, and he was
dominant going to the rack. I'll give him that.
So I mean, his contributions were shown. But if you took him out to play RJ, you wouldn't have got no slander from me.
Slander from anyone.
And the fact that RJ is a $100 million player, I feel like Rowan be selling. Like let's be very clear. Rowan be selling. Like that's very clear to me. Like I have my own opinions on Rowan, but I feel like you still have to trust your best players, and he's top 4, and I feel like you got to put at least your top 5 best players out there and the big, top 4 and a big, when it's crunch time. And if Quickly's play is elevated, you got to scale back Grimes minutes. But that's to say, like, Rowan is also selling on defense, like, and Grimes to a certain extent is not selling when he's not having to guard Kyrie Irving.
One-on-one.
Yeah, one-on-one. Like, he did a good job on Braun tonight. Like, that was I was watching him. He was, like, Braun was going to the lane, and when he was guarded by Quentin Grimes, he was struggling a little, which was kind of impressive to me because Quentin Grimes is not big at all. Not bigger than Braun.
Very big. Very large man.
And Braun was doing that, was cooking everybody else. Yeah. But, like, it didn't make no sense to me. Like, Tibbs has no feel for the game, bro. Yeah. Like, it's like that's my biggest. Like,
it feels like he chooses before the game.
Yeah, like he has preset rotations, and this is when people are coming out, and this is the decision he's gonna make. Like Obi Toppin hits a 3, he comes right out again. This is not the first time he's done this. This is multiple times he's taken Obi Toppin out the game after he's made a good play. I don't understand how anybody else is supposed to get into rhythm. I think that he's so committed to the shtick now. Like he's already played everybody to some moderate success, but we're 9-12 since the winning streak. Mm-hmm. So we're back to being regular. Like that was a good 2 weeks. We had a good 2 weeks in the season, but now we're back to some fucking mid. Like,
you know what it feels like with Tibbs? It feels like Tibbs has peaked in that. So I do think this is the best you're going to get from Tibbs. Just he's really stubborn and he's not changing. And, I respect it. Like, if you are some mid and they are going to let you be some mid, here for money, like be some mid here for money. But it really feels like he's all out of options. Like, that's what it feels like to me. It feels like he tried everything in his head, and like now he's just like, darn, the only thing that sort of works is just all ISO offense and, leaving Julius and Brunson out there as long as possible and trying whatever combination you can around them. And it's like, that's not how basketball players work. Like, they need rhythm. They need consistency. They are human beings. And you've taken that away from them for no reason, like not for the benefit of the team. It's frustrating. It's really frustrating. I too am on the fired Tibbs train. I know it won't happen. I'm not silly, but
also not silly. But it makes sense.
The all ISO offense is nuts. 1, 2, it's mad exhausting. Like, you'll never see a team win 65 games on the all ISO offense just because you will get tired. The only person ever do it, well, how much did they win that year, the Derrick Rose year? That was also
60 games.
How many?
60 games.
60?
Yeah. I think they went. Mm-hmm. No, they went 66 and 16, I think.
66?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, yeah.
They won a lot of games that year.
Prime Derrick Rose. You could do the all ISO offense with prime Derrick Rose.
This is
not
fact.
With Julius Randle. Very different players.
It doesn't make sense to me.
But it is what it is.
I need Tips to go. I'm going to let y'all know. I need Tips to go.
Shifting gears a little bit. Want to get off the court. This is what is going on. So I want to be clear that I don't think there's any truth to these rumors. I truly think Toronto is sending this out as a smokescreen.
Yes.
And they're using the Knicks because they know that Leon Rose and World Wide West, they're not going to comment on anything. So whatever they put out that say the Knicks is offering it, that you got to take their word for it. You have to, because no one's going to refute that. With that being said, the New York Knicks allegedly offered, 3 picks in Obi?
They said multiple first-round picks. Multiple could mean 2. Multiple could mean 3.
So they can also be protected.
So the hottest Knicks trade chatter is featuring one OG Anunoby of the Toronto Raptors, the third of the 4 power forwards that they have, third in the power forward pecking order.
Toronto's ready to move on from
they're ready
4 power forwards.
It sounds like they not like it's smoke screens. It sounds like smoke screen stuff, but it has sent Knicks Twitter into a frenzy. Has I would say at least quenched the thirst for some type of change for now. I will say the deal was that Toronto believes they have somebody on the table that would offer multiple first-round picks for OG Anunoby, and the Knicks have been heavily linked as one of those teams that would consider it heavily. I have been talking myself into OG Anunoby. I could see the vision. My main problem is that Tom Thibodeau is the coach of the New York Knicks.
ISO offense.
The all ISO offense, I do not believe benefits a player like OG Anunoby.
Not a floor spacer.
Why do you say that? Because he is currently in an iteration of an all ISO offense.
In which
it is a pure crime that the Toronto Raptors do not run their offense through Scotty Barnes, the best passer on the basketball team.
Yeah.
Also not him, but yeah. So he's the 4th option there, and I think he's not happy there. And I think him being the 4th option here would also not make him happy.
Yeah. Like he wouldn't be coming here to be the guy.
Yeah. And being the 4th option for a Toronto Raptors team that's 6 or 7 games under 500, like that would suck. But coming here and being the 4th option, like under the bright lights that is New York, it would be tough. It would be tough for him. But I would talk myself into it because I could see him coming in, moving Quentin to the bench. I think that will help the bench get stronger with him and Quick coming off the bench. I think that'll also help maybe Quentin get into a little bit more of an aggressive mode because he's literally not aggressive unless he's wide open in the starting lineup. Like, and it's a little annoying to me because I know he got the sauce. Like, y'all seen the pass. Y'all seen the dime he gave him the hardest time. That was good sauce.
Crazy.
That was good sauce. Like, I knew it was coming too. I was like, oh, he not even going up with this. This is dimes.
So I thought it was a lob coming.
Nah, I didn't think it was a lob. I thought it was a wraparound coming. I thought he was going to hit him with the. Yeah. No, he said. Blah. I was like, oh.
Yeah, I was like, that's lit.
That's nice. That's nice.
I get at 8.
And I think that would allow him. I think him and Quick as the. I think that Tibbs trusts Grimes, and I think that if he trusts Grimes the way I think he trusts Grimes and the way I think he trusts Quick, I think he will be more open to leaving them on the floor for longer periods of time. And hopefully extending the minutes of the bench while the starters. Like, I think OG would help the starters because he would give them a little bit more offense. As well as he's the
versus Grimes.
Yeah. Because Grimes is just not hitting anything.
True, yeah,
like he's not hitting anything. Anything.
Nothing
like,
matters.
Nothing. He's missing all of the shots. I can't talk myself into it for more than 2 first rounders. And if we go in 3, 2 of them got to be protected. And that's the way that it would have to work for me. I'm not in the business of giving more than 2 unprotected picks up for a player that's not an all-star. That's just my personal. That's just my personal
injury?
preference.
Like, isn't he injured?
He got some injury history. He's injured now. He's injured now.
He's injured now.
But I also think that's a little bit of a smokescreen too. Like they say he was injured throughout their road trip. But the road trip coincidentally coincides with the trade deadline. So it's like you injured or you making sure that you gonna be right for your next team.
So in 2020, no, that's 19 going into 20. Yeah, so he played that year. So the last 3 seasons, he hasn't played more than 48 games. So let's be clear. We already have injury-prone Mitch. That's not going nowhere. And then we're going to add possibly injury-prone OG, and we're going to put him in an important spot on the all-ISO offense.
I think that's a negotiating chip, honestly. I think if I'm the Knicks and if I'm Leon Rose and I'm Worldwide West, I'm looking at 48 games over 3 seasons, and I'm like, y'all can't be possibly asking me for 3 picks. And the brother can't even play over 50 games.
He's not even playing.
He didn't even play over 50 games. You're going to have to take that. You're going to take one of them picks away.
Yeah.
Or you're going to take a couple of these seconds and be all right. Because I don't think the problem is, and I think the problem is that no one can outbid us on the market. Like, respectfully, whoever we want, theoretically,
we can get
anybody we want. Like, legit. Like
any single available player, we have enough assets to get that player.
Yes.
I firmly believe
that. No, you don't even have to firm. It is true. Like, it is true.
If we wanted to, if we really said, like, okay, we're building around Julius and Jalen Brunson, and we're going to get a 3rd guy, the rest of the team is enough to get a 3rd guy.
Yes.
Easily. Comfortably.
It would literally be trying to figure out how we're going to pay the Knicks tax.
Luka, Giannis, and JoJo, the only 3 people that I'm not accepting RJ Barrett, Quentin Grimes, Obi Toppin, Emmanuel Quickly, and 8 first-round picks. If you're offered that for a superstar, you take that deal.
Yeah.
You do. That's just that's a literal whole team and 8 picks.
Yes.
Like, you're going to hit on one of these picks probably.
You are.
The question is, do we want to give that much up? And I think the answer is no. I think the answer is no. Not for OG Anunoby. I will say the fact that RJ hasn't played, and then just tonight, RJ didn't talk to the media, that does make me worry. Does he know something that we don't know?
I think that worries. I think that should worry a lot of Rowan Nation.
It does.
I think that.
Rowan Nation.
I think that. Oh man,
it just doesn't look good.
It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. And I'm not even gonna say it doesn't look good for Rowan. I just think that he's young. Young brothers is gonna show frustration, and I think I'm not gonna lie. I think that shit pissed him off, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. I think he is mad as hell. I think he
100%.
I think he was chilling. I think he was being team oriented, but I think he just looked at the fact that he was getting into a groove, and Tibbs pulled him for the rest of the game, and he was like, "Oh, you doing that to me? Oh, nah, that's a little nuts."
It's really nuts. It's really nuts how at the beginning of this literal week on versus Cleveland, he played 40 minutes. 40 minutes.
And he declined.
You couldn't get him out. You couldn't get him off the court. Literal 40 minutes. And then you can't even play him down the stretch versus the Lakers. And it's like, I think we win that game if RJ's playing. I really do. We was that close. Honestly, maybe they draw up a better play than all ISO Julius. if RJ is on the court.
I think we should just draw up no ISO plays. I think we should move the ball.
I'm with that. I agree. We should do that. But yeah, no, it's really nasty. I still think the OG trade is a smokescreen, but it is definitely out there, and it appears to have some legs. Folks like Shams and Real Reporters is reporting on it, so we'll see.
I heard today we are interested in Sadiq Bey.
Oh yeah, that is the next name.
I don't know about Sadiq. I don't know. I think Sadiq is. I think he's okay. He's okay. I think the price is much cheaper.
Yeah.
Than OG.
But the price will have to be low for me. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm not.
2 seconds.
2 seconds and Miles McBride, because that's whose minutes he's probably gonna take.
Yeah.
So like you might as well move him.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. Other than that, I'm good on Sadiq.
Good on Sadiq?
I'm good on him. He's in a situation where he's able to, no one on Detroit is the guy, so you get to take a lot of shots. Like Bojan Bogdanovic is averaging 21. He's the guy, apparently. And Sadiq is not able to, put up good numbers in that situation, so he's really not going to be useful in this one. So if the price is low and we could, improve, I'll take it. But if they want any kind of first round compensation, any of that, nah, it's GG's.
Not doing it?
Not doing it. What about you?
All
in on Sadiq
I would do Sadiq for 2 seconds.
Okay.
And maybe Deuce. Maybe Deuce. I don't know. He could shoot. He's hot and cold. I've seen games where he scored 30. I've seen games where he scored 2. He used to be on my fantasy team. I had to drop him. Too inconsistent. So that's my main concern. Is he going to be consistent enough? Is he going to be enough to warrant a rotation spot in Tom Thibodeau's offense, quotations, or defense?
Yeah.
His role will change. Yeah, like you said, he's in Detroit. They in a developmental phase. But he's been there for 3 years and he hasn't shown, I guess, signs of development that they will want to be willing to get rid of him. And I guess move forward with the team they got. So I would have a little bit of concerns about Sadiq Bey. I'm always a believer that sometimes young players just need a new environment. But I'm also a believer that Tibbs is not good a good environment for young players.
Not where you want to come and develop your game.
Not your young players. I mean, Tibbs is a good developmental coach. I give him his flowers on that. Like, he a good developmental coach. He know how to teach the game. It's not him. I don't think that's his issue. I think he has no feel for the game. Like, and I think that's where he's messed up at all his thoughts. And that's the frustration that myself and Knicks fans are seeing, is that you have no feel for the game, man. Like, I'm literally watching the game and asking you to do certain things that you're not doing. You talking to me about minutes distribution and about how people got 36 minutes a game, and I'm like, everybody's taking rest days except us.
Yeah,
everybody.
Yeah, LeBron literally took a rest day yesterday
to play us
because he knew bright lights would be on at the Garden.
Except for the New York Knicks. It's interesting. I feel like the crazy thing, I feel like we would probably benefit from that. Taking games where like Obi starts and give Julius night off to recover. Like,
we have the depth for it.
We have the depth for it, and I feel like that prepares your players for the minutes that you're gonna get them, and you rev it up. Like, we don't be making no sense, man. I don't know. I feel like we be doing it the wrong way. I be feeling like we be doing it the archaic way.
Really nasty. Really nasty indeed.
All right, but it's time. It's time.
The Rowan Report.
The Rowan Report.
It is I, RJ Barrett's number one fan.
Number one.
I am number one because I am closest to Canada. It's home. I've been a fan since the U19. And I will give you the honest opinion on RJ Barrett from the lens of somebody who has been watching him play basketball for about 6 years now, a little bit. Wasn't the best week. Wasn't the worst week. Wasn't the best week. So some big questions is coming out of this time period. Biggest being what happened? What did RJ do that got him in the doghouse? Because he was not playing the best versus New Jersey. However, I don't know if his poor play warranted sitting him the entirety of fourth quarters. That's a bit much to me, if I'm being honest. I don't know if I would have went with that. I might have played him.
Maybe.
I might have put him in the game.
If that was an option.
If that was an option, I would have chosen that one. But
as I checked, I don't see RJ Barrett fouling out. He didn't foul out. He still had.
Was not the case. He was very available to play, and we just declined to use one of our highest paid players just for no reason. But I'll go game by game, starting in Cleveland. Down the stretch, he had a great stop on Donovan Mitchell. L2R, the last 2-minute report said that it was a foul. And I was like, that's really tough. Because it looks like
the toughest.
It looks like he just got dipped potato chip being submitted. That's my look. But 33 minutes from RJ. 5 for 12 from the field, 3 for 5 from 3, 16 points. He did have 4 fouls, which I'm sure is why the minutes was cut. But his defense wasn't terrible this game, and it paid dividends. Won the game by 2. He had a plus minus of 0. He's the only starter with a non-negative plus minus. The bench really did it for us this game. That is a whole nother thing that I want to talk about. But I just don't want to get in this. This is the wrong report. I was already mad about things. I was happy we got this win, though. But yeah, RJ didn't lose us this game. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Now we in Boston. Another not the best game. But he did come up where it counts. He did. Versus Cleveland, it was a clutch block. Versus Boston, it was a clutch 3. That 3 really gave us the lead and, changed the scope of the game. It really, I think if we were tied, I think Jaylen Brown makes one of those free throws. I do. I think the pressure of knowing he needed both got to him and he folded.
That's so sad.
He folded. That's crazy.
So sad.
But no, RJ had a game high plus minus plus 14. He was playing with the Obi had the game high. The bench played really good this game.
They did.
And the starters not so much. But I'm not gonna look at it that easily. I'm more looking at it as Boston starters are really good. And if you're playing on the court at the same time as them, you're probably gonna have a plus minus. That is a very top heavy team. Very top heavy. So I'm glad our depth helped us out. But yeah, RJ 6 for 18, 5 for 6 from the free throw line. I appreciate him driving. 19 points on 18 shots is not what you want, but plus 14, 4 boards. I'll take it. Wasn't the worst game. And this is the part of the week where things change.
It gets worse.
Things have adjusted.
It gets much worse.
So he did not have a good game versus New Jersey Nets, Brooklyn, New Jersey Nets. Let's be clear. I want to start by saying that. I'll give you guys the numbers first. First, I'll give you the numbers because the numbers tell a different story than the game. So the numbers say 24 points on 16 shots, 3 for 4 from the free throw line, 3 for 5 from the field, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. The numbers would tell you that he had a solid game. What the numbers did not tell you is that he had a plus minus of minus 19 because he refused to guard. He just didn't want to guard this game.
Not even a little bit.
I don't know what it was.
Steph Curry, what's his assignment?
He just didn't want to close out
On shooters.
It was weird watching. I don't know. I don't got nothing. This was one of the games where I was like, I really got nothing. Like, I just didn't have an explanation for why the play was like that. But Tibbs sat him. Tibbs really sat him because he said, if you don't play defense in my system, it's GG's. I don't care who you are. And he is a man of his word. And that takes us to this Lakers game where RJ notoriously sat out the fourth quarter, unhappy after the game, so he didn't even speak in the press. Like, he didn't do the post game at all. They asked, and he said, "What y'all want me to say?" And you can see he was visibly frustrated in the tone. But let's do the numbers. 13 points on 13 shots. Not what you want. Over 3 from 3. Not the best. Plus minus -6. In a game we lost by 6. Fun. But I really think not having him in the fourth quarter here came to bite us. Quentin is good. I like Quentin a lot. Quentin shot 0 for 5 from 3. RJ shot 0 for 3 from 3, so it's not much better. Neither of these guys are shooting. However, I think RJ's better at getting to the free throw line on his drive than Quentin, and he just does a little more. If they're both not shooting and neither of them can guard LeBron or AD, or, you know, they just aren't in situations to be useful as defenders, especially Quentin Grimes' like specialty is perimeter defenders, and Russell Westbrook really wasn't a threat. I think that RJ should have been in. I'm going to defend him here. He did not have the best game. I want to be clear.
He did not.
He was not playing great. However, neither was Quentin or really anybody. And like, we rode out with them, you know, like Julius had a plus minus -9. So he was 3 points worse than the team. Jericho was terrible.
Terrible.
He didn't even
so
finish
bad.
The game. I'm not even gonna go into
bad,
that.
bro.
We're gonna keep this the Rowan report. I want to know what RJ did to deserve not playing in the fourth after literally playing 40 minutes less than 10 days ago, less than 7 days ago. This week, something happened. Overall, I'm gonna give RJ a C-. He was not defending. Not defending played a role in this grade, but he didn't have the best shooting nights either. 0 for 3 is not going to get it done. Plus minus -19 versus the Nets is not going to get it done. You got to stay in front of Kyrie.
Never
I know
does.
it's tough. I know it's tough, but you got to guard
somebody. Not an easy task.
But yeah, I'm teetering B+, C-. I'm going C-. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt because I really think sitting him in the Lakers game was the wrong call. And I think if we didn't sit him, we win the game. And I think that I would just have a much better overall sentiment about the week. C-. What you got, Rue?
All right. So, God. All right. So I have so many problems with this Rowan week. This is a nasty week for Rowan fans and Rowan inhabitants. All right. So I'm not saying that I'm out on Rowan because I'm not.
Okay.
I do not believe, and I've said this so many times before, that Julius Randle and RJ Barrett can coexist.
Correct.
And I think that what we witness on a night-to-night basis, a game-to-game basis, is a product of chaos inhabiting itself for as long as it can. And I think these losses are like the spills of the chaos.
Mm-hmm.
But the games are so similar. The IQ is so similar. it feels bad because, as I said early in the season, that RJ is the X factor. When he plays well, we play well. When he doesn't play well, we more likely than not lose. I think that was exhibited this week. He just has such a low IQ sometimes, bro. Like it's tough to watch because I feel as though he is so physically gifted. In the same way I feel about Julius. Like, I literally feel like we are a team. Like you said, like with Steve Kerr, we might go places. Like, we have the physical talent, right? Yeah. We have everybody with the physical talent, athletic capabilities. Like, half the team can dunk on people. But it's just not enough wits there. It's not enough IQ there. Like,
it's just not a smart.
It's just not a smart basketball team. I think that's a reflection of the coach.
Yeah.
Me personally. But that onus falls on the players too. Like, just simple decisions that could be made. And I think RJ is frustrated because I feel as though he's getting frozen out of the offense. And that's kind of nuts to me. But this is what happens in the all ISO offense.
Yeah.
When the point guard who has the ball most of the time and what we deem the best player in Julius Randle, who should have the ball most of the time, don't pass the ball, don't give it the ball, aren't encouraged to, move the ball and encourage the ball movement. And players like RJ, who is the third player, like, are gonna suffer. Like, this happened with, like, not to make this extreme, but this happened with the Heatles and stuff like that. Like, Chris Bosh was not getting no buckets because
posted him up in the
it
corner.
was D-Wade, LeBron. They was going back and forth for like the first 40 games. Like, and Chris Bosh was out here full-time All-Star, averaging like 13 points, 15 points a game. Like,
on like 7-8 shots.
Yeah, it's like, and it's like, yo, he's cooking up. But they not getting the ball. Like,
he went from a 20 shot a night guy to a 8 shot a night overnight too. And
I just feel like if you don't have the players to move, like if you don't have like a Chris Paul or somebody that's gonna like be deliberate in the ball movement, you as the coach have to step up. You gotta be deliberate in it, and I think that's causing players like RJ to suffer. That's causing people like me to have like conflicting opinions about RJ. Because as of right now, I'm like, RJ is mad as hell. Like, if there was ever a time to send him to Toronto, like, I'm being serious. Like, that's how people are thinking, and that, of course, that's like how the narrative of Knicks Twitter is gonna run, or at least similar narratives of Knicks Twitter are gonna run. So it opens the door for like, are we out on RJ? Which I don't think we are. I just think that more people are out on Tibbs than they are on RJ. And I think that something has to give. And Rowan be selling. Like, he be selling.
It's frustrating because that's clearly not his game.
Yeah.
They just parked him in the corner and they're just asking him to be a catch and shoot guy. That's why you can put Grimes in for him. Because you're asking them to do the same thing on offense. The problem is that's dumb. Like, that's dumb.
That's just not smart.
That's just not smart.
And I don't even think that, to a certain extent, I don't even think that Rowan has like the capability to just be like, yo, the ball is not touching me. Like, I'm not touching the rock. I'm about to just lock in on defense. Like, I don't think that's in his DNA. I think in his DNA, his finishing badge and it says scorer. Like, those are his badge. Like, he has a mentality of a scorer. And I think it's unfair to ask him to change that. Like, to just become a super lockdown defender. Like, I want him to be a lockdown defender. You get paid over $100 million. But being frozen out of the offense is kind of nuts. Like, think about it this way. I've been begging for Mitch to get touches, right? I'm like, yo, you got to give Mitch touches because, and I'm not just saying that because it's a little funny, but I'm saying that because the big man got to touch the ball. I'm a big man. if I don't touch the ball,
mm-hmm.
I don't want to play no defense.
Yeah.
Like it's just you just get pumped up.
The screens don't set as strong because you know it's not coming back to you.
Like you have to at least give the appearance that I might get the rock. If you give the appearance that I might get the rock, I'm diving to the hole like strong. You get what I'm saying? Like so if it's there for you, you throw it. But if you're not giving that energy to Mitch, if you're not gonna get a ball to RJ, like if you're not like the ball is sticking, it's sticking, and it's been sticking for like 2 weeks now, and it got to stop sticking because you're gonna freeze out everybody else. Everybody's shooting cold. Everybody's always shooting cold. This is crazy. I'll never see nobody else but Jalen and Julius shoot more than 2 jump shots in a row, and that's just tough.
It's just really tough.
I hate it. I hate it here. I hate it here. So I'm gonna give Rowan. My last Rowan point. I'm sorry. My last Rowan point is that Rowan. I don't think is a shooting guard anymore. I think he's too slow to guard twos. And I just think that he's just too hot. I think that he's not moving laterally quick enough. And that's nasty work. Because he was moving laterally quick enough last year and the year before. And now this year he's in the mud. So he either got to slim down or he got to figure out a way to move with his new weight because he's not moving well with that new weight. And to, like when he's in the air and he's throwing it, he's booming it, like that's where the weight is getting put into good use.
That's when it's useful.
But he's not using his weight correctly either. Like he's not putting people in the post often enough, like to really like capitalize on his build. Like if you think you get Rowan get Ock like how he got Ock, first of all, I'm putting you in the post starting game 1.
They put Steph Curry on him.
Yes, he don't play defense.
Like that's
put him in the post.
Easy.
Put him in the post immediately. And with quickness. I need it. But nah. Everything we do is difficult. That's what we do. Everything we do is difficult. But yeah, I'm giving Rowan D+. It was a nasty week for him. You better, Rowan. I don't know why Tibbs don't like you now. Because you might be his latest scapegoat. I know Cam and Rowan in the back talking crazy now. Like, yo, I told you that nigga Tibbs was no good. You see how he did me? Yo, I don't know.
You made a point earlier how it's probably GG's on us with getting like the next wave of free agents because of how we did Cam.
Yeah, it's over for that. I'm telling you. Players look at that. Yo, first of all, this new age of players is so cringe. They look at that stuff like that's bad, disloyal. I'm not rocking with them. Like, you think cringe Ja is gonna look at that and be like, yo, look at how y'all did Cam Reddish?
Yeah, I do.
Like
I do actually.
He gonna be like, look how y'all did Cam Reddish. Y'all don't got no respect for nobody.
Especially RJ.
And if we do RJ filthy, you think anybody's coming here if we do RJ filthy? I'm not gonna lie to you. It's tough.
Grew up a Knicks fan, wanted to be here, showed up as the 3rd overall pick, and literally never got the chance to be the guy. Isn't that tough? Not once in his 4-year career has he had a chance to be the guy. Not only has he not been given a chance to be the guy, his role is diminishing. Yep. It's not growing, it's diminishing. And that's
he was getting
really
outshot selection by Julius Randle and Marcus Morris.
Yeah.
Those are tough two to give up shots to.
That's a tough rookie year. With the Beyblade Julius too. Not even this Julius. Beyblade Julius.
We live a stressful life. Right. We live a stressful life.
Let's do these previews.
All right, it's time for the previews. Previews.
Thursday.
We are in a tough stretch, man.
Oh, we got home game.
We are in a tough stretch of teams over 500, teams we supposed to play and beat if we want to call ourselves playoff participants. We starting off with the Miami Heat.
They pulling away from us.
Beat the Heat.
If we'd have won tonight, we'd have been playing them for the 6th seed, but we didn't.
All right. So this is my main fear, right? So I was told we should be 6th seed, like that's our goal, to be 6th seed, to peak at the 6th seed. My main problem with that is that Miami, a normally good team, had a slow start to the year. And they're usually up there within the top 5, top 4. And they're back in form. And it's not looking good for us. So Thursday, I think, is, in my opinion, the biggest game of the season.
Wow.
And I'm gonna take it there because honestly, I think it's gonna set the precedent of the rest of the week. Like this LA game, it's technically the first game of the week, but we sold, so we're gonna start fresh for Thursday. I think this is the biggest game of the year. I think that mainly because we're directly in competition with them for the 6th seed. I think the Heat probably could move as high as possibly 5 and maybe bump Cleveland down, but I don't think that's necessarily possible. I think Cleveland will probably hold on within the 4 or 5 area. Maybe they get New Jersey out of there.
Miami staying healthy is really hard for them, though.
It is hard for them, but when they are healthy, they're really good. And I think that if they can maintain their health at least through March, they may be able to lock up that 6th seed because we're like on Saints Row right now going into February. Like we have a tough February.
Yeah.
And if we make it out of that February over 500,
we will.
I would hope so.
2 games over.
That's
our thing.
That's my hope. We may be able to start having playoff participant conversations. But that also coincides with the fact that Miami is probably going to get much better. And I'm saying all that to say I'm very, very nervous about this game, especially coming off the Rowan disdain. It could go either one or 2 ways, honestly. Rowan could come out, be mad, and really cook Tyler Hero, which he should do.
Yeah, just GP.
Or it could get to his head and he sell to Tyler Hero. And this just heats up trade rumors throughout the week. And I don't want that. And I think that's worst case scenario. I don't think that trading RJ is even an option unless Giannis is walking through the door, JoJo is walking through the door. But it's going to be interesting to see. So for the sake of it being the big, what I think is the biggest game of the year, I'm going to take it as a victory for us.
Okay.
I think we get a good RJ game. I think RJ bounced back. I think he's mad, and I think he'll channel that emotion to get jiggy. I think it's going to be a good...
Yeah, it looks like they're going to be near full strength.
Yep.
So
I think we have a good Jalen Brunson game. I don't think Kyle Lowry could guard him at the age of 35. I don't think Tyler Hero can guard anybody. So I think RJ and Jalen will have good games. Not sure about Julius, but he may. Who knows with Julius? Julius seems to have really good games against good power forwards and bad games against bad power forwards. It's nuts.
Weird.
So I think that the option of Julius is playing well is flippy floppy, but I think Jalen has a good game. RJ has a good game. And I think that we rebound and squeeze this one out. Close game because that's the only way we know how to play.
We don't do spreads. I'm with you. I also think this is a win. So not that I think Miami is like fool's gold. I recognize that they're a really good basketball team. Probably one of the best defensive teams in the sport when healthy. However, I think we match up pretty okay with them. Jimmy Butler. So their offense is actually an offense. So like there's no one dominant scorer. They have 3 people who average over 20 a game, but none of them average over 22 because they are moving the basketball, which is what you want to see in the sport.
You don't say.
However, I think that Jimmy Butler, I don't think he can guard Julius Randle when Julius Randle is on, and we just got a bad Julius game. So I think we're going to get a good Julius game because that's how the all-ISO offense works for no particular reason. And I think if Julius outplays Jimmy Butler, the rest of the game should go our way. They have no counter to Jalen Brunson at all.
I'm concerned for the Bam Adebayo Jericho Sims matchup.
This is true. I do think Jericho's about to get worked again, a la AD style. However, I don't know if that's enough to overcome how much better Jalen Brunson is than their team.
Yeah.
And Emmanuel Quickley is a better version of Tyler Hero. They just use Tyler Hero more. Literally, I think Quickley can do everything Tyler Hero can do a little better. Just slightly better. But yeah, no, I won't go more into it. My basketball is that I think Julius shows up in these games, and he just had a bad game. So I got us. The points got to be close, whatever the line is. ESPN probability thing has it at 51% us, which is really close.
Mm-hmm.
So that means the line is probably going to be close too. I can't see it right now, and I'm not looking it up. But I got us by like 3.
Yeah, I think it'll be close. I think it'll be close.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
free throws.
I hope we take this. I need this one.
I need this one because now we going into the Clippers game, the back-to-back. This is the first of the back-to-back, both at home. But we're going to be playing the Clippers. This one's tough. So this one's tough because they injuries. You get 2 different Clippers teams.
This is true.
Like if they decide to rest Kawhi, John Wall not playing, we got a shot. If there's no Kawhi, no John Wall. However, if they do play, it's not looking good for our heroes. It's not looking good for our heroes at all.
That's very much the case.
Looking bad for our heroes because our offense is built around our small forward, our forwards scoring 20 points, and they have 2 good defensive forwards. So they are adequately built to defeat us, like Toronto. So yeah,
disgusting work.
I'm going loss officially because I think they're gonna be at full strength, and we don't play good at home. Like there's just so many factors that just don't go against us. But the number one to me is that they just match up really well with us. I will say if Paul George or Kawhi don't play, I like our chances a lot more. Even I'd go as to say I'd have us winning. About you.
Yeah, I think it's fair. I think it's fair to put a disclaimer for the Clippers team because you really don't know which Clippers team is going to show up.
Night and day.
This is Kawhi Leonard's NBA, the load management version of the NBA, the load management sector of the NBA, in which they just take 2 or 3 games off just to rest up the knees. So I think I would say that to thoroughly choose that, you would have to see when the Clippers play. If this is the second night of a back-to-back or first night of a back-to-back, they might sit us. They might sit them, but I would say that we are a victim of our own success being in New York and being in the Garden. LeBron literally just sat out the Barclays game. I respect it.
Yeah.
To play at the Garden, him and AD, and that's just how it kind of is. Stars want to play in the bright lights.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I think we're gonna lose this game. I don't think like they have the Julius Randle stoppers on the team.
Legit.
If there's anybody on the team that can start Julius Randle, it is large power forward, small forwards. And they have 2 of them.
And we need so Jalen Brunson, RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, we need 2 of them to be good, and they have 2 defenders that can stop 2 of them.
But they start all defensive starting 5. Like, that's how nuts they are. Like, they don't even start a point guard. They start Terrence Mann as the shooting guard, point guard, because they want to play an all defensive starting 5. I love that.
Yeah, good energy.
It's the only that does it. If Paul George was an all defensive player, they wouldn't have enough offense. But they got 2 of the best players in the sport. I think I just have to take that as a calendar L. If they do play the scrubs, I'm going to take them as a victory, but more likely than not, they're going to play in the Garden.
On the second night of that back-to-back.
Man,
so
he's back again. He's back again, ladies and gentlemen.
This is a loss, and here's why.
JoJo Embiid and the 76ers.
JoJo Embiid is absolutely
him.
He is absolutely him.
He just won the him off against Nikola.
Oh yeah, he definitely did.
Gave him 47 of them things.
47 in the him
on the eve of Black History Month. On the eve of Black History Month, he had to give Nikola Jokic 47 of them things.
You have to let them know that this was inevitable. I'm like that. So, for starters, we are playing on the second night of a back-to-back, and I'm pretty sure this is it. Oh, this is at the Garden. Is it? Oh no.
Yes.
This is at the Garden.
It isn't at the Garden.
The superstars play really good at the Garden. Like really good.
Especially Joel.
But especially JoJo Embiid. And get this. No Mitchell Robinson. I ain't gonna hold you.
That's gonna look so bad.
I think JoJo might go for 60.
He might.
He really might go for 60. He might get 60 points. So it's on national TV. It's not going to be on MSG. It's at the Garden.
Pain.
It's the second night of a back-to-back. I'm pretty sure this is a Sunday afternoon, too. So, yeah. I don't have a...
Oh, and it's a matinee?
We are not good with the afternoon matinees. We like 7:30 p.m. That's what we need to see.
This is the last game of the Philly 4-2. So we got to win this game to go 2-2. We won the first game. We lost the last 2.
Okay. But yeah, that's really why I think they're gonna beat us, because Joel Embiid is him, and we have absolutely no answer for him except foul. And honestly, I don't know if that's going to save us, because boy hit his free throws.
This is tough.
What about you? Where you sit?
So if we had Mitch, I would have took us. But we don't have Mitch.
No Mitch.
And I can't take us. I can't take us with no Mitch. I've seen enough of Joel Embiid. I've seen what he's done to good centers. I've seen what he's done to phenomenal centers.
MVP caliber centers.
Back-to-back MVP caliber centers. I've seen him do this to Defensive Player of the Years. I've seen him do this to like all NBA bigs. So I cannot for a second think that the tandem of one Jericho Sims and Isaiah Hartenstein will be enough to stop Joel Embiid from getting wherever he wants to get to. It's tough, but I think I'm gonna just have to take the L on this. It's very sad.
It has to be an L. No Mitch.
It's no Mitch.
Unless JoJo not playing, like he get hurt or something.
And we luck into that.
Yeah, we luck into that. But if he's playing, he's the best player on the court by far, and we literally have no stop to him. Like the only thing
he will score at will.
Yeah, he will score at will. The only thing we can do is double and hope that Minivan don't get hot. But I'm willing to bet that Minivan is gonna take the over for his threes. I don't know what it is. Take it. He's gonna get the attempts, that's for sure. Because I'm willing to bet we are gonna double, but Joel Embiid is a willing passer. He does not dribble directly into the double team.
He does not. He does not. Joel Embiid Joel Embiid doesn't even really have to be a willing passer. Joel Embiid understands when the double team comes, he's just pulling. Like, he's just going up. Yeah. Because I'm good at sport. I'm good at sport.
Why would I let you get here? I'm open now.
To play defense on me, and I'm already open. Why will I unopen?
Makes no sense.
But yeah, I'm taking us at the L. I don't have a lot of faith in us this week besides the Heat game. I just think that the Clippers are a better team with Kawhi and Paul George, and I know the Sixers are a better team because they have a superstar caliber player, and we have none
at all.
No bigs whatsoever.
We have really, like, Hart is a 4, right? Hart's not a 5.
He's playing the 5, but he really is a 4.
Yeah, he's a power forward. He's not 7 feet. He's not, like, the fact that we really have no defensive bigs on the roster at the moment.
It's tough.
It's kind of tough. We got 2 power forwards offensively. We got 2 power forward and a center running at the 5, and none of them are defensive. And we're going against Joel Embiid.
Yes. Yes, we are.
So, yeah, it's going to be a long game. I ain't going to hold you. I got them running away with this in the 4th. I got them by, like, 8.
You got us keeping it close to the 3rd and then completely selling the 4th.
So, this is the beauty of the all-ISO offense. In the 4th quarter, most basketball becomes the all-ISO offense because you get tired. You do. Just human body. You run in, especially if you're not getting shots. Like Quentin Grimes running around. So you're like, I'm not doing that. Y'all not passing me the ball. I'm going to just park up in the corner. And that's how it goes.
You don't have the Steph Curry level of cardio. Yeah, no. And Steph Curry is definitely getting the ball.
Yeah, he gets rewarded for his cardio. Quentin Grimes does not. Quentin Grimes
not rewarded for his cardio.
Rewarded at all. Cutting to the basket hard.
Just out here doing unrewarded cardio.
Getting looked off. GG. But if the game is going to slow down like that, you want a big. Bigs are just closer to the basket. It's easier points. 1. 2, they are more likely to get fouled.
Way more likely.
They are larger. And again, closer to the basket. 3, if you try and double Joel Embiid, their team is not built idiotically. So he's the big and everyone else can shoot, which is wise because then when you kick the ball out, it's probably going to a shooter.
Yeah.
And it is.
Also, he can shoot.
And he can shoot. This is true. You cannot just back off of him because he will just pull in your face. Mid-range, threes, all that. Calm. Best bet is to leave PJ Tucker open and hope he's bumming it this day.
Yes, that's respectfully.
That's all you really could do. Nothing else.
Nah, that was greatness.
That's the strat. But if PJ Tucker is not bumming it this day, this is going to be a long night for us.
That's hilarious. But I agree with you 100%.
Knicks for clicks.
All right, it's time. LOL Knicks.
LOL Knicks.
So I know you had some good LOL Knicks you wanted to shout out. So I'm gonna let you take over.
Yes. So there's positive and there's negative. Okay. So the negative, I don't know if this was supposed to be positive or if this is really just Knicks for clicks. But Knicks Muse, who is just the whole point of that profile is Knicks for clicks. But someone is keeping track of which NBA fans are the most stressed watching their team. Who is tracking this? Replay Poker is who they say is tracking this. But why are they tracking this? What is the purpose?
This is toxic.
This is toxic data. This is toxic data collection. Somebody
toxic analytics.
In analytic to Twitter for negative words on their team. And then who's the Knicks fans? Like, who was that? What is that sample? 30, we were second place behind the Miami Heat. 31% of the tweets about the Knicks are negative. Second highest in the sport. That's really nasty. but it also screams Knicks for clicks. So for good reasons, I want to shout out Blames Dolan _ So Blames Dolan has been just putting random pictures of our players next to the most outlandish rumor, and I love it. But he tweeted, the New York Knicks are seeking 2 first-round picks and a veteran player for Evan Fournier. He's been doing this pretty consistently, and I love each one of them. I can't find the other one right now. Oh, here it is. Source: the Knicks would be open to including Deuce McBride in a potential trade for Devin Booker. Where I love that he's taking advantage of Knicks for clicks. He knows that folks are going to troll us no matter what we do, so he's being outlandish with it. But yes, you say Knicks, you get clicks.
Yes, indeed.
This is the LOL Nick era.
Yes, indeed. All right, my Knicks for click comes from at Coke Butter Cheese.
Coke Butter Cheese.
Avon Barksdale. He tweeted at 3:06 p.m. on the 26th day of the first month of the 2023 year. He said, and I quote, and this triggered me. So, trigger warning to my Knicks fans. This Tibbs era is worse than the Fizdale era.
Disgusting. How dare you?
End quote.
How dare he?
Now, I apologize for anybody that hurt specifically,
that
but
triggered me.
As bad as this current Tibbs era is, he still was coach of the year.
It's night and day.
It is night and day.
So the problem with Tibbs is that he is mid, and he is he doesn't mind being mid forever. That's the problem with Tibbs.
A comfortable mid person.
Comfortable mid. David Fizdale was horrible. Trash. Not mid. We were trying to develop a man movie.
Prime Academy's the Emmanuel Mudiay. Prime Academy.
It was a really, really
it happened.
Tough era. And I think we overlooked that because the rosters were so raw, which they were. Super raw rosters. Ron Baker was getting minutes.
He was.
And it's like, yes, these was raw times, but at the same time, David Fizdale was just not a good coach.
He wasn't.
Could not inspire players.
He couldn't.
Yeah. Nah.
Me neither. It triggered me. I'm not gonna lie. I saw it. I was like, don't do that.
Don't do that.
As you guys know, there's one name for the Fizdale era. It's called the Fizdalian era. And we don't speak about that era often on the Upstate Knicks podcast because we like to keep our sanity intact.
We like living. We like happiness. Enjoy.
Yes, indeed. But man, that is it.
That is a wrap. Thank y'all for tuning in. This has been another episode of the Upstate Knicks podcast. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment on YouTube. Do all of that. It really does help us out with the interaction. Be sure to follow us on social media at upstate_Knicks. Also follow our producers, Smooth Family ENT at Smooth Family ENT. Follow us. I'm at MoBreezy213. Guru, where they can find you at?
At Frostman Guru everywhere.
Easy enough. But yes, thank you for being Knicks fans. Thank you for tuning in. We do appreciate y'all. The engagement's been high. Appreciate y'all in the Facebook group. Y'all at least make it fun, and I appreciate that. But the Knicks life is tough.
It's so tough. it's so tough
life. But you could take us out the garden. I mean, you could take us out the city.
See, take us out the garden, please.
Take me out.
Take us out the garden and put us on the road.
Put us on the road where we win. But no, you could take them out the city, but the garden is in the heart forever.
And never and never.
And never and never. Y'all take it easy. Stay warm. Peace.
Peace.